Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review for Bleach, Thousand Year Blood War, Episode 15, Peace from Shadows. There will be spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the episode. Go back and check it out. It's really interesting that now that we have Bleach on Saturdays, when the reviews are going to come out, because that's when we do our live stream, so sometimes I don't get to it right away. It is it the episode drops on Hulu like immediate, like as we're going live on our streams. So that makes it sometimes a little bit more difficult for me to get the reviews up. I think we're just gonna stick to Mondays. If I can get it out earlier, then definitely I will. So stay tuned in the channel for that. Now, this episode covers chapters 547 through 551. Kind of, they really are kind of reshuffling a lot of stuff around from the manga and how it's arranged. And I think it helps out very much because of for the pacing of the show, to keep the tensions high. Um, there's a lot of exposition, or maybe some things that are just more comedic in the manga that they're kind of either reshuffling or omitting altogether. So I really think I feel like the manga, I'm not gonna call it a first draft, but I feel like it's like an unedited version of the movie. And now Kubo and the team are having a second chance to go ahead and implement all the vision that maybe he had, and also just with a lot of foresight, or a lot of hindsight, now that Bleach has been out completed for a long time. So anyways, we open with a first really cool scene where we see all the Sternritter in a table, as they kind of reveal like everyone that we're going to see later on, very similar to the way that we would see the Espada, with Aizen at the table. Really cool stuff. The titles also revealed there. Very much, I love how much care goes into integrating the title of the episode into each of the episodes. Is just such a great thing. Like, it feels very ominous when you just see the words "peace from the shadows" appear in the TV, in the table. So yeah, the first mission of the Sternritter, as ordered by Yuhawatch, is to kill all the captain who have lost their bankai, specifically by the people that stole their bankai. So we're gonna be seeing that in the next few episodes, starting with this one. There's a lot of interesting stuff. How the Sternritter explain why they were always in the shadow. So it's not so much that the Soul Society was really protected; it's just that they were always there. That's why they were called the Invisible Empire, which is such a fun thing. Sternritter visits the R&D where Mayuri appears. They have an interesting conversation and confrontation. Mayuri comes out in one of the most ridiculous outfits, but he shines bright because that's who Mayuri is. Ashura confronts Captain Commander Shintri at the Captain Commander headquarters. Bass B confronts Hitsugaya and Rangiku in one of the most fun and visually striking fights I've ever seen on Bleach. It's a fight of fire versus ice, where we're surrounded with this, like, everything's kind of covered in ice because of the invasion of the Sternritter. Um, and then the sky has turned red, which really adds a lot to the visuals of just of everything that's going on. It's really fun to see everything kind of come to life from the manga. Like, it really is. It's just such a treat. I love Hitsugaya and Rangiku. Like, they're just very ready. Like, they go in, rescue members of Squad 10. They Once they're finally safe, they begin the fight against Bass B. Now, Bass B is one of the cockiest Sternritter of the bunch. I think they're all pretty cocky, but this, like, Bass B really has an attitude problem, as we saw in the last episode as well. So that's a really fun battle. It's not gonna go the way you think. It's not gonna go the way you like, especially if you're a fan of Hitsugaya. So it's really interesting to see them work together to try to make up for the fact that Hitsugaya lost his Bankai. And but Bass B is not the one who stole it. So we do have that other Sternritter, whose name I didn't write down, coming in towards the end of the fight. So in this one as well, we see Omaida as he's ambushed by BG9, and then rescued by Soifon. Kind of, he took a little bit of a beating. He was protecting his sister, which they did so much work in this adaptation to make me like Omaida a little better, because he's always been kind of a useless. He's the person that is part of this squad because of his status in Soul Society, and not so much because of his power, his ability, or just like him being qualified to be in that position. He's he's the nepo baby of the Gote 13. But they changed a lot. They changed a lot. Like in the manga, I believe, like Omaida's sister gets impaled by one of the tentacles from BG9, whereas in this one, he goes out of his way to protect her so much that he's the one that ends up getting impaled before Soifon comes in one of the most badass entrances in Bleach. Bleach always delivers with a last minute entrance, and Soifon does not disappoint. She's such a cool character, being captain of the stealth forces. Um, she was able to sneak up on BG9, who is like this very much like a technical, like he's like a robot almost, really. Stern Ritter Quincy, I don't know how that works, but yeah, he's like he has the tentacles. He has like a Gatling gun that comes out of his arm. He has the missiles in his body, like all that makes for a great confrontation, and it's an interesting parallel to when Soifon first revealed her Bankai, that was like this giant missile that does not mesh well with her being captain of the stealth forces. So it's a really interesting parallel now to see her fighting against something like that. She obviously has also been training, so she definitely gets a few licks in before things go south. So yeah, it's not looking good for the Shinigami on this episode. They take a lot of damage. They take a big beating, specifically Soifon and Hitsugaya and their lieutenants. So we'll see what's happened. We do get Mayuri receives confirmation that the few spiritual pressures have vanished. Now, we know Soifun can vanish her spiritual pressure, but I don't know if Hitsugaya can. So, what does that mean? Also, we get a last minute Urahara report that he finally figured out how to get the Bankai back. Right? He was analyzing the little pendant, whatever, that one of the Bankai that had been the from the Stern Ritter that tried to steal Ichigo's Bankai unsuccessfully. So, and then we get an amazing post-credit scene. I never stop watching the show. Like I always watch all the way through the end because I know that they've been doing these post-credit scenes to, first of all, to not so they don't lose the pace and the tension of the episode, and they don't interfere with the battles or anything like that. So it's really fun to put them at the end because then we've taken a second, we've taken a breath, and then we can intake more information. That's going to lead to some really fun stuff. So we see Ichigo walking along this path, being being rained on, and we know that this is a place that only um, the Soul Society King, I think that's what it's called, the Soul King, uh, like only he allows people to go in there. We don't really know how this is going to affect Ichigo. Is this the way that he's going to become more than a Shinigami? I feel like Tite, Kubo and the team, like I said, are finally having a chance to plant those seeds earlier of what Kubo's original vision was for Ichigo. So it continues to be just an amazing anime. Like it's got great animation. One of the other things that kind of goes underrated is the voice cast, how good it is. I think Hashirawa is one of my favorite voices in this Basby, also because he has to be loud and boisterous. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like everything, this anime continues to have been worth the wait. Not only the big time gap of so many years before this part got animated, but also just the time gap between Core 1 and Core 2. So I'm very excited. Let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Go check out in the channel. We have a few manga highlights. There were so many cool panels that I had to make two short videos to be able to fit it all in there. So make sure to go check those out. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.